Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Call Lamla, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Waha, Rakakadash, Wabarakatham, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. It's a younger brother here, Shema Shaman, with a new video. I want to go into a little bit of news. Got to get into this news too, but I'm not really gonna do a whole lot of speaking. I got around, one or two scriptures that I'm gonna bring out, maybe three if it comes to that, and then I'm gonna play a video, and then that's it, because I'm gonna pace myself with this one. As you can see, I got some headphones, and that'll be very helpful, because now when I play this video on C-SPAN about this piece of news here, it's not going to have that funky ass echo that I usually have to deal with. So this was a good investment, real cheap too. Bought it from fucking dollar deals. All right, listen, I'm down bad, okay? Dollar deals, like fucking $5. All right, so hey man, it's just the way it is. I'm not finna get no $100 pair of headphones, man. I don't got that kind of dough. So this is the New York Times. U.S. helps thwart attack by Yemen rebels on American air base and United Arab Emirates. The Houthi rebels fired 2 missiles at a base in Abu Dhabi where 2,000 Americans are stationed, the latest salvo in the escalating war with Saudi-led coalition that includes the Arab Emirates. Now, when you go watch that brother GMS LA Yeshaya, he has a video that goes into the Saudis and how they're Edomites, their lineage and their seed line goes back to Edomites. All right. I'm gonna skip the first part because we already read it. The attack marked a sharp escalation in tensions as it was the second in a week aimed at the American Arab Emirates, which is part of the Saudi-led coalition, has been at war with the Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen for years. Though the Houthis frequently target Saudi Arabia and Iran had its name changed. Iran used to be Persia. Let me see here. What was his name? Shah Pahlavi. Let's see. What's his name? Shah Pahlavi. Muhammad Reza. So it's overthrown the Iranian Revolution. Iran. Let me see here. Okay. Persia name change to Iran. Yeah, 1935. Reza Shah's son. Yep. Let's see here. And the Western word Persia, or one of its cognates, was historically the common name for Iran on the Nowruz, the New Year or something, pagan bullshit. Reza Shah asked foreign delegates to use the Persian term Iran, meaning the land of Aryans in Persian. I think Aryan means something like, let's see what Aryans mean. I think it means something like great ones. And the Iranians. Use Aryan as religious, cultural, linguistic. So, of course, these Edomites got to make it about race, but it's more of a cultural thing because it's just about the people, No, non-Aryan. I'm not gonna read all this, but it just seems to be about more about a denotation for the people. I'm not really gonna go into it. Informal correspondence. So Reza Shah, and that's pretty much the point that I wanted to bring. So this is Iran, which was Persia, backed Houthi rebels in Yemen for years. So it's been at war. Saudi-led coalition that includes the Arab Emirates have been at war with these Houthi rebels in Yemen. Though the Houthis frequently target Saudi Arabia, which borders Yemen, strikes aimed at the Emirates had been rare until recently, as have American interventions like the one on Monday, and the country has been considered a safe haven in a tumultuous region. So this conflict is starting to spread into what they call safe regions. All right, so let's get a quick scripture. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Take heed that no man deceive you. So these disciples are asking, hey man, what's going to be the signs of your coming? What are going to be? What's going to be the signs that it's going to be the end? Because that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Yahushua to return. All right, because you gotta read Revelation, the first chapter. Yahushua is going to come back. And those that pierced him are going to behold him. These Edomites, these other nations. Start with these Edomites who literally pierced him. They're gonna get their judgment. All right, you niggas, you niggas that didn't want to listen to the truth, who are not of the elect, you're gonna get what you deserve. You other nations, you're gonna get what you deserve, and the righteous are gonna get what they deserve. Which is, Lord willing, I'm of that number. New bodies, and to be of the elect. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua Mashiach, and shall deceive many. Which we of course see that today, people saying that they're Yahushua, or they're the way, they're the, which that word really should be a Mashiach, or anointed one, or chosen one, basically. So people are coming out here and saying that. That's basically what it means. We see is false Christ. All right, there's multiple. All right, you have your pastors, your leaders. Hold on, Salakia. I'm gonna go get some water. Salakia. But yeah, you're having lots of false Mashiachim out here, claiming that they're about the truth, so on and so forth, but they're really not. Look at that guy, true son of Yahweh, that me and the brother Rakan Mayam, we rebuked that guy. He's coming out here claiming he's Great Millstone, or claiming he's in the truth, but he got some fucking dreadlocks. That's fucking off, man. All right, that's off. Dreadlocks are off. All right. Not only is it against the order that the elders and apostles put out, in which if you claim you're in Great Millstone, if you claim you're in the truth, all right, which you got other guys that claim they're in the truth, but he said that he's in Great Millstone. All right, he said he's in Great Millstone. So if he's claiming he's in Great Millstone, well, he has to be in getting the order, and the elder brother already talked to him about that, and he didn't listen. So it is what it is, man. All right, it is what it is. Verse 6, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so this is what we're seeing, man. Wars and rumors of wars. All right, these things have to come to pass, but it ain't gonna be the end yet. All right. I want to see what brothers put together on here real quick. What the hell did I do? Okay. Yeah. Famines, pestilence. There we go. So this is things that are gonna come. All right. And these brothers got precepts here, at the King James, and you can go, click on them and read the precepts and get edified. Of course, this is what you're looking for. But yeah, this is what we're seeing. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And then we're seeing that, man. These nations it's gonna get worse, man. More nations are gonna rise up against nations. There's gonna be more. We're already seeing pestilences. There were other flus. I think it was the swine flu that rose up, and then you don't hear about it in the news too much anymore. Certain flus. We've of course got this man-made shit, you know, and so on and so forth. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, so this is what we're seeing, man, and these nations, the Lord is stirring up these spirits of these nations, to fight one another, bringing back, very old feuds. I'm certain this goes back between the Saudi-led coalition, these Iran-backed Houthi rebels. I'm certain they're for years. So very, conflicts has been going on for a long time. The Lord is stirring these nations up to make some attacks. I'm not gonna really go too much into it, but basically, the U.S. forces at this base near Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, they used two Patriot. They engaged two inbound missile threats with multiple Patriot interceptors, coincident to efforts by the armed forces of the UAE. I think coincident means like the same time, occurring together. So, with also with efforts by the armed forces of the UAE, said Captain Bill Urban, chief spokesman for the U.S. Central Command. The combined efforts successfully prevented both missiles from impacting the base. It added, American Emirati officials said there were no casualties. Which whether this is true or not, I don't know. There's certain things that I can't glean out. I don't live there, and I'm not sure if there's any, I haven't really looked at any alternative news sites yet to see what they say about this, because sometimes those guys, they know a lot more than me when it comes to, certain things. And of course, brothers know a lot more than me when it comes to say things like the petrodollar and the whole history of that, and these very old conflicts with these nations, but I'm just gonna talk about little things here and there. I want to also read this. All right. Actually, I'll read you this one. Pentagon puts 8,500 troops on high alert amid Ukraine tensions. The move signals a shift for the Biden administration as the United States and NATO allies brace for possible Russian military action. I'm going to give you one more scripture, and then I'm just going to play the video. I'm going to close out. Revelations chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this is what the brothers put up. Woe means destruction. World War II has passed, and the third war is coming quickly. All right, and that's what's coming down. The third world war is going to come quickly. And that's just going to be the end, man. Once that World War III comes down, Lord willing, chariots, brothers make it to the chariots, and the deliverance is going to come. And that's going to be the end. It's not going to be, once those missiles start to fly off, man, and of course, you got that prophecy how the NATO and the EU, they're going to betray America. They're going to shoot missiles here as well. And, man, once that happens, man, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for this country, man. And then we're going to be in the kingdom, man. The kingdom is going to be, it's going to be there. We're going to be able to finally get what we deserve, man. Lord willing. I'm at that number, and I'm worthy of a great reward. So let's Slakia. Slakia. Let me drink some more water.
Extensively with our transatlantic allies and partners, the department continues to support diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation. Now, as the president has said, even as we continue to prioritize diplomacy and dialogue, we must also increase readiness. In support of its obligations to the security and defense of NATO and the security of its citizens abroad, at the direction of the President and following recommendations made by Secretary Austin, the United States has taken steps to heighten the readiness of its forces at home and abroad so that they are prepared to respond to a range of contingencies, including support to the NATO response force if it is activated. As you have heard me describe many times, our commitment to the security of NATO allies and our Article 5 commitment are ironclad. As the President has also made clear, the United States will act firmly in defense of its national interests in response to actions by Russia that harm us, our allies, our partners. As part of that commitment, the Department of Defense maintains significant combat-capable forces forward in Europe to deter aggression and enhance the alliance's ability to defend allies and defeat aggression if necessary. The United States also has a commitment to provide forces to the NATO Response Force, or otherwise known as the NRF, in the event that NATO should activate that construct. Now, as you may know, the NRF is a multinational force made up of land, air, maritime, and special operations forces, all components that the alliance can deploy on short notice wherever needed. Altogether, the NRF comprises around 40,000 multinational troops. Within the NRF is something called the Very High Readiness Joint Task Force, or VJTF. This NRF element, which is about 20,000 strong across all domains, includes a multinational land brigade of around 5,000 troops and air, maritime, and special operation forces components. I want to provide some facts on these preparations that will reinforce our commitment to NATO and to the NATO Response Force and increase our readiness. Secretary Austin has placed a range of units in the United States on a heightened preparedness to deploy, which increases our readiness to provide forces if NATO should activate the NRF or if other situations develop. All told, the number of forces that the Secretary has placed on heightened alert comes up to about 8,500 personnel. We'll continue to provide updates in coming days about these decisions, but specifically this will ensure that the United States and our commitment to the NRF is consistent with their readiness for rapid deployment, again, if activated. In the event of NATO's activation of the NRF or a deteriorating security environment, the United States would be in a position to rapidly deploy additional brigade combat teams, logistics, medical, aviation, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, transportation, and additional capabilities into Europe. Again, I want to reinforce that as of now, the decision has been made to put these units on higher alert and higher alert only. No decisions have been made to deploy any forces from the United States at this time. And when I say heightened alert, in some cases, some of these forces were already on a heightened posture, readiness to deploy posture, and the Secretary decided to make it even more, shorten the tether even more. So in some cases, units would go from, say, 10 days prepared to deploy. Now they're at 5 days. That's not the case for every unit that is being notified that they're on a heightened alert. Some are simply more ready and postured that way than others. The idea, though, is that all of these units that he is putting on prepare to deploy will be ready to go on a shortened time frame. Again, no final decision has been made to deploy them. The Secretary will continue to consult with the President, and the United States will maintain close coordination with allies and partners as we continuously review our force posture and make decisions regarding movement of forces into and within Europe. As always, we will remain in close coordination with allies and partners, as well as NATO and other multilateral organizations, as we continue to review our force posture, as we make decisions regarding potential movements of forces into Europe, and as we review the disposition of U.S. forces on the continent. And with that, we'll start taking...
All right, so I would recommend you brothers go here to C-SPAN. This is just a clip. There's more of it. Not that one. Damn, I can't find it. But if you look around here, you'll find the full thing. I would really recommend you brothers watch it because you got people that ask questions, and they go a little bit more into it. Here we go. Look off the side here. This should be, that's a full version. I looked at a little bit more, and these people ask some questions, and they explain a bit more, but that's just the point. I'm going to give you a few more scriptures. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, I'll go here. when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, which of course happened. We went to slavery. Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead for them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And that word there for plead is shapat, and I clicked here, judge, govern, punish, vindicate, rule, govern, execute judgment. All right, so that's what's coming. In that area, Yahweh Mashapat, I think that's how you say it. That's just the Middle East, and that's what's coming down here. As you see the UAE and in that region, there's fightings within Yemen. Let's go take a look. Let's take a look at what's in that region. Let's look at Yemen. We're gonna zoom out though. We're gonna zoom out a little bit. Damn. Oh, there we go. We're good. I don't know. Oh, there we go. United Arab Emirates is over here. So Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all these regions, and Yemen is like around here. So there's fighting in that region. They're fighting and they're saying that this is where they don't usually attack. But now they're attacking in here. So that was the point. And of course, gather all those nations into the valley of Yahweh Mashapat. That's a World War III scripture. You gotta look it up on this King James, and you can get more. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. George 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. That's what these nations are doing, man. These nations are they getting riled up. The Lord is riling up those spirits of these nations to fight and to, of course, perform His will. Because the scriptures that the heart of kings, the mind of kings, are in the hands of the Lord, and He turneth them whithersoever He will. So the Lord is riling these nations up. World War III. More and more tensions in A, where we're just that much close to the end, man. World War III. There's other things with MOBT. Let me see if I get this brother's page. GMS won't stop. You watch this brother's page. Okay, hasn't been taken down yet. But yeah, you watch this video right here. The EU. They're saying that they're planning something on it. So, you go watch the video for yourself and be edified. Till next time I say shalom.